Actually, what I am doing is I am need to make a complaint.
Okay.
Okay.
70?
Yeah. So what's going on is I do public photography. Okay. So I go into accessible, like public accessibility areas. I videotape. I do it on public streets. I have been harassed by Regina City Police. I've been illegally detained. I have asked for names and badge numbers, and nobody has ever given them to me. And I'm done.
It's a complaint against the police then? Is that
Yes.
what you're trying to do?
Yes.
Okay, so I have to get my watch commander.
'Kay.
And they deal with that. So if you could just have a seat.
Do you want me to keep this then?
Yeah, no, you can put it there.
Okay.
Okay. What's your first name, sir?
Joey. Yeah. So I am inside the police station right now, waiting for their watch commander to come out. And I am going to videotape and keep this going for you guys.
You're asking for how much it would cost?
See, there's a police officer right there.
Okay.
He's doing a fantastic job. The female that helped me out is good.
That's not me at all. So what I'll do is I will call to see. Should I lift you shortly, okay? Right now, and then I will call you right back. Are you okay with that? Okay, just give me a couple moments. I'll call you right back.
And also, can I get just your name and badge number, please?
Yeah, Constable Block 904.
904? Thank you. You're awesome. That was Sergeant Block 904. Sorry for the long pause, guys, but I'm just waiting for this guy to come. And we're going to get this thing going here. So let's see. Hello.
Sir, are you recording or just watching?
Actually, I am recording and I'm allowed to because this is a public accessibility area.
Okay, but when we're talking about private stuff,
I'm not getting that.
okay.
Don't worry about that at all.
Okay, thank you.
Joey, do you want to just meet in the room over there? We can,
As long as I still allowed to videotape, I want to do it. So,
yeah, if you want to videotape, please feel free. If you just go to that door, I'll meet you on the other side.
okay. Thank you, sir.
Come on in, have a seat.
So can I get your name and badge number, please?
My name is Kelly Campbell.
Okay.
Badge number is 512,
Thank you.
and I'm the watch commander for this shift.
Nice.
And I'll just grab some information from you. What's your name?
I'm just giving my first name. It's Joey.
Joey.
Yep.
Okay. What can I help you with, Joey?
Well, what I do is I do public photography. Okay, so I go like where there's public accessibility. Even that includes your lobbies, things like that. And I just videotape, and there's some stuff in there that, you know, I haven't seen before, so I'll videotape and whatnot. And I have had the Regina City Police called on me a lot. They have illegally detained me. I'm required by law not to show my ID unless I have been lawfully arrested for a crime that I have committed. And they just keep trying to hound for that. And I'm like, well, by law, I don't have to give it to you unless I've committed a crime. Then if I committed a crime, which I want you guys to do your job, that's not what I'm here for. I want you guys to do this. What I'm trying to do is do what I'm allowed to do under the Charter of Freedom of Rights. Is public photography is not a crime. So I've asked them for their name and badge numbers. They have never given them to me. Is that not protocol for when a public citizen asks them for their name and badge number, they have to give it? Because I know when I was a security guard, I was always told if somebody asks you for your ID, you physically have to show them your security license. Okay. Because you're in the duty of your job. You are in uniform. Is that not your guys' policy for that?
Should, yeah.
Okay. So I don't understand why they're not doing it then.
Well, I mean, it's tough for me to answer. They should. I mean, that's what the practice is. That's what they should do. So I guess, if you have a specific instance, we can try to find out and see if there's a reason why or what the explanation is. So I'm not sure how I can answer that.
Okay. So what is your guys' grounds for detaining? This is all I want to know. Like, I want to clarify this up because I've already talked to my lawyer and I've showed him all my videos and stuff like that. And he's saying what is happening is not correct. So because what I've been arrested, or not arrested, but what I've been detained for is a suspicious person. I said, well, is that a criminal code offense? Is being suspicious, like how is videotaping suspicious? It's not. People do it all the time. People do it all the time.
Well, you know what, Joy, I'd have to know the specifics of the circumstance to say whether what they did was right or what they did is wrong.
Well, what I'm saying though, if it's covered by the Charter of Freedom of Rights, it's not a crime.
Right. I don't know the full circumstances. What I know is what you're telling me, right? So if there's a specific incident that we could look into it and see what it is, we certainly don't.
Well, I don't know if they did any documentation or not. Like, that's what I'm saying, is they came up to me and said, what am I doing? So I told them, I said, I have a YouTube channel. I take videos of public places and I'm on a public street. So I'm not, on private property. And even if I was on private property, I'm still allowed to do it under the Charter of Freedom of Rights. Like, I could videotape in a shopping mall. I can videotape wherever I want.
Gotcha.
Right? So, what my point is what I want to try to do is and I'm not here to cause problems. This is not what I'm doing. Okay. What I want to do is I want to hold the police accountable for their interactions with citizens of this country. I've been to Calgary. I've been to Edmonton. I've been to Winnipeg, Toronto. I've done the exact same thing and I've never had an issue. But for some reason here in Regina, it seems like people are scared of cameras.
So when you say detain,
yes, like I would go up there. I'm like, am I free to go or am I being detained? They're saying you're being detained. Okay. I said, for what purpose? What crime have I committed? What crime have you expected me to have committed?
Yeah.
They said, well, none. I said, well, then you can't hold me here. By law, I can walk away and there's nothing you can do about it. Well, I'm doing investigating. Okay, but until you get your facts, you can't detain me.
Okay. Well, I guess what I'm saying is if you have a specific incident that you want to be looked into, we'll certainly look into it.
Well, I just want, like I said, I just want your police officers to, when a citizen asks them their name and badge number, they give it to you, and there's no questions. And the way they approach the situation is not cool too. Like, they come up just very aggressive. Well, what are you doing? Well, I'm videotaping. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I can stand on a public sidewalk and videotape your house as well, as long as your windows are closed.
Yeah.
By law, I'm allowed to do that.
But why would you do that?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying people's houses. I'm just using this as an example, right?
But I guess, and I'm not saying they can detain you or whatever, because I don't know the circumstances. But are these because people are calling in and saying?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's another thing is like, I understand, people have the right to say, I'd appreciate you not do it. But unfortunately, as a citizen of this country, it's under my Charter of Freedom of Rights to do free press. And I'm going to practice my Charter of Freedom of Rights without being unlawfully detained and being harassed for something that by law I'm allowed to do. Like the other day, I was at one of the Tim Hortons on Winnipeg and Ross. 2 female officers came up and I'm sitting there and I'm videotaping and she goes, what are you doing? I'm videotaping. Well, why would you do that? Because I'm allowed. like, I don't see what the big issue is. She's like, well, this is private property. I said, no, it's not. I said, this is accessible to the public. And then I was like, well, can I please get your name and badge number? And she just kept going off. She's like, well, I'm not doing this with you right now. She's like, well, I don't want you to do my video. And I don't want you to take my picture.
I think the bottom line is you seem to understand you can videotape if you like. You're making people uncomfortable. I mean, I don't particularly, you know, it doesn't make me uncomfortable, but some people are going to be uncomfortable with you standing there and recording them. I mean, it's
okay, but them being uncomfortable does not trump my Charter of Rights.
Never said that it did.
Okay, but that's what I'm trying to get to people is, yeah, you may be uncomfortable.
Sure.
But you're a civil servant. You guys are supposed to serve and protect.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are just making big deals about something that is covered under the Charter of Freedom of Rights.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I've taken all my stuff to the lawyer, and the last thing I want to do is come and make a big deal about this. The last thing I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's getting to the point now where it's just like, I'm done talking, and I'm just going to leave it to my lawyer, and my lawyer will throw out the lawsuit or whatever has to happen. Because to me, it's not right. Like, if you're out on the street, you're videotaping,
Mm-hmm.
and I see that, hey, all the power to you. You don't want to be videotaped? Don't be in public. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
And this officer was rude. She's like, well, I also work undercover. I said, but you're the one that approached me. I wasn't videotaping you. I was videotaping the area. You were the one that approached me. So of course I'm going to videotape just in case the situation comes out where I need to take this and has it as evidence. She's like, well, I work undercover. I said, well, that's your problem now, isn't it? Like, you don't want to be videotaped. Don't be in public. And not only that, is you're a civil servant. I have the right by law to videotape you while you're doing your job.
Okay, so if there's something specific that comes up, then you can come back and make a complaint, or you can do so online, or you can contact us, and we can go from there.
Okay, like I said, I'm not here. I'm pro-cop.
Good.
I'm pro-cop. I love the police. I've never been in trouble with the law. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I pay my taxes, whatever. I just want the cops to be accountable for the things that they do to the citizens that are law from the Supreme Court of Canada itself, which is the highest law you can get.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like police officers are not understanding that. And maybe they need to get educated on the Charter of Freedom of Rights.
Okay.
And that's all I'm saying. Like I said, you know, maybe if police officers, like my buddies have YouTube channels in the States, and theirs is called the First Amendment on it, which is the exact same thing. They go around, they videotape, the cops come up, they say, hey, they're sergeants. They talk to their sergeant. Nope, he's doing everything legal. He's on a public street. His eyes cannot be trespassed. He can see whatever he wants. If you guys don't want your information to be given out, then build a wall around it. That's what they say.
Anything else, Joey?
Nope.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you.